to the Final Four.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Oregon Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game.
This is Duck Insider.
We need to get community. We need this thing to be bigger than just our little circle of players and coaches.
Are you kidding me? Touchdown, Oregon.
With 2 seconds on the clock, he hits it!
That's the bigger picture in this thing, allowing the community to celebrate the hard work, blue-collar mentality this group brings to the table.
And the Ducks have won it! The Ducks have won!
We get to struggle together, and we get to have joy together.
Dante will dribble it out! The Ducks are Pac-12 tournament champions!
I am so proud right now to be the head coach at Oregon.
Oregon's a Fiesta Bowl champion in a 12-win season.
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Now let's go live to the Country Financial Studio to talk Oregon Duck Athletics.
It's the final Duck Insider of the season. We've got the track championships beginning today at historic Hayward Field. Myself, Ryan Milano, making the trip with Oregon baseball coming up to the Super Regionals. And we've got some highlight packages just to be excited about men's basketball and football, for example, heading into next year. It is the Big Ten era beginning next year. We'll review the season a little bit, but still some postseason on the horizon. We're doing the show, for those of you live with us, in the 11 o'clock hour a little early because we've got an airplane to catch coming up. Feels like a Friday before a road football game when we do the show a little bit early and then get moving. That's the plan today because we've got Super Regionals on Saturday and Sunday and hopefully not on Monday. If it's just Saturday and Sunday, then the Ducks are headed to Omaha. We'll have those broadcasts for you across the Oregon Sports Network all weekend long, maybe another few weeks for our broadcast in the Oregon Sports Network. But we always end Duck Insider with the beginning of the track championships because it's our generally last athletic event in any academic year. We'll have some baseball broadcast this weekend, though, to really close up our broadcast season. We're going to talk with Rob Mosley, reviewing the season that was and previewing a little bit with the editor-in-chief of GoDucks.com. And then, of course, some baseball preview. Ryan Milano's here in the studio before we head to the airport. He was on the call for the regional win. You went 3-0 in Santa Barbara. You did your part. Good work.
Yeah, not too bad. Needed to bounce back from the Pac-12 tournament weekend. Did so in the regional.
Yeah, you went
round
0-2 in your first Pac-12 tournament. Wasn't great.
Well, you had to take down the Pac-12 tournament last year. I couldn't live up to the billing last year
it's
for
okay.
you.
We went 2 in barbecue my first year, too.
But we bounced back. You know, winning Nashville last year, you were there for that. I figured at least I had to pick up that part of the bargain.
It's balanced out. And so, you know, last year against Oral Roberts didn't go well at PK Park, so instead the Ducks traveling to Texas A&M. We'll have a 10:45 a.m. Pacific time pregame show for you on Saturday, and then a 4:15 Pacific time pregame show on Sunday for the 2 games that we know the Ducks will play in the Super Regionals. I've started to look at Texas A&M. There's a reason that they're the 3 seed. Nationally, there's also a reason that the Ducks, even as a 3 seed in a regional, got this far.
Absolutely. Texas A&M is a very good team, probably a legitimate national title contender, but this is an Oregon team that has been trying to get to this stage all year long, and it's been about Omaha from the start of the season. Sure, Oregon's a 3 seed. Sure, Oregon didn't win their conference, but the Ducks were a game away from winning a very tight Pac-12 and very talented Pac-12 conference, and the Ducks are coming into this Super Regional with a heck of a lot of momentum. Texas A&M, their team, they haven't lost a non-conference game this year. They also haven't played a non-conference opponent as talented as Oregon this season. So something's got to give in that regard. And yeah, you look at the non-conference record for Texas A&M, and they're a talented bunch. They're a talented group, but they've earned a lot of those RPI points, and we've talked about how flawed the RPI is because of their SEC wins and their SEC schedule. Well, everyone in the SEC is kind of boosted in that metric, which has helped out with the ultimate seeding in the back end, and it's raised a lot of that seeding for a whole lot of these SEC conference teams. And Oregon's a really talented team from another really good conference, even though the RPI hasn't supported that as much as a team like Texas A&M.
You talk about something having to give. Well, UCSB hadn't lost at home all year. The Ducks beat them twice on their home field in that regional, and the Ducks, truthfully, have played under Mark Wasikowski really well on the road. I kind of like that it's the underdog approach again for this team. They embrace that.
Yeah, absolutely. And when talking with this group, there's a whole lot when you talk with a team where you sometimes hear different messaging from the coaches and then from the players. But no, the messaging from the coaches, it is embodied by these players. Whenever I talk to these players off the record, one-on-one, and I try to get something out of them where it's like, is this really how you feel? Yes, no, it's really how they feel. The belief is with the coaching staff. The belief in terms of offensive mentality is with the breath and taking it one pitch at a time and all the things that the coaches preach. It's all about being mindful and being centered and being present, and that is a way that you can take down an opposing team, especially as a road underdog. I think that this Oregon team, despite being young, has really embraced their coaching, and that's a big reason why I think Oregon's made it this far.
Steve Tannen, our friend from 95 Through the Score here in Eugene, asked this question. Like, where does Kevin Sider's regional clinching performance rank in terms of great pitching performances? Similarly, Grayson Grinsell doing it in back-to-back starts. What the Ducks got on the mound, pretty impressive. Last year, Oregon's pitching was so banged up, it just ran out in the Super Regionals. This year, the offense, the numbers tell you, not as good as last year's offense, which was historic, by the way, in the Oregon record books. But the pitching has been so good, it's been so consistent. And I said that it's been consistently pretty good all year, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It was consistently really good to great over this weekend. If you get that kind of pitching in the Super Regional, and I say, where do they rank? And I mentioned this to Steve. I don't know if we know where they rank because the season's not over yet. If those performances end up being huge catapults throughout the rest of the postseason, then boy, look out. Good pitching beats good hitting, and those guys seem to have a mentality about them when they're on the road in a big environment.
Well, you said it, and that's what Waz always says. Good pitching generally beats good hitting, and over the weekend, R.J. Gordon went through 7 innings, only allowing 1 earned run through the first 7, and who knew that was going to be the worst start of the weekend for Oregon because Grayson Grinsell went 7 shutout innings, and Kevin Sider threw a complete game shutout. Good pitching beats good hitting, and if Oregon can replicate what they did last weekend and get 1 combined runs given up by their starters for the first 7 innings of a ball game, I think that Oregon is on a pretty strong route to success. And it does start. It starts with the starting pitching, and I've talked with the pitchers and how they take a lot of pride in setting the tone and giving momentum back to the offense and being the reason for Oregon's success. When it starts with a sound pitching outing on the hill, it puts so much stress off of the offense. There's a whole lot being said about, well, giving run support to a pitching staff, but that can go the other way. If you hold runs off the board, it can give momentum and support to an offense to only have to get 1 or 2 or 3 runs throughout a ball game and win in low-scoring capacity.
So Super Regionals, Ducks at Texas A&M Saturday and Sunday. We know that we'll be on the air at 10:45 and at 4:15 for local time, by the way. Local time here, Pacific time, for our pregame show coming up on the Oregon Sports Network. A lot to cover today. More baseball, more track and field to get into with the Track and Field Championships beginning at Hayward Field this afternoon. We're live in the 11 o'clock hour before catching a flight with Duck Baseball. He's Ryan Milano. I'm Joey Mack. It's the final Duck Insider before we get into a little more postseason baseball. And when we come back, reviewing the year that was, talking a few things through with the editor-in-chief, our friend Rob Mosley on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear Summer, enter for a chance to win great outdoor gear at DearSummerSweeps.com. Toyota, let's go places.
No purchase necessary. Open to legal residents in select Oregon and Southwest Washington. Zip codes 18+ years of age. End 7/31/24 at 11:59 p.m. PT. Void where prohibited. For complete rules is at DearSummerSweeps.com.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCAA. Equal housing opportunity.
Dear Summer, enter for a chance to win great outdoor gear at DearSummerSweeps.com. Toyota, let's go places.
No purchase necessary. Open to legal residents in select Oregon and Southwest Washington. Zip codes 18+ years of age. End 7/31/24 at 11:59 p.m. PT. Void where prohibited. For complete rules is at DearSummerSweeps.com.
Your daily dose of Oregon athletics. This is Duck Insider from Learfield.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
A heads up before something bad happens.
You should not send that text.
Uh-oh. Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can reverse prediabetes and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mack and Ryan Milano here in the Country Financial Studio. Yesterday, I actually talked with Rob Mosley. He's already en route to the airport. He's probably sprinting, actually. Knowing Rob, he's probably in a dead sprint. He ran from his house to the airport. He doesn't drive.
Yeah, good morning workout.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah. We talked with him yesterday, reviewing the season that was with our every Wednesday guest, Rob Mosley. All right, so we decided to talk on a Tuesday. We did a little live producing. Rob came into the studio and was like, hey, what's the plan for tomorrow? And I was like, I don't know. What have you heard? Well, it sounds like we're going to be on an airplane. Well, that's good information, and so we decided, well, let's just sit down and do our year in review segment with Rob Mosley today. So we're doing it today, and then you're going to hear it tomorrow. Rob, I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. What's going on, man?
Did you just send people listening to this live on Wednesday through the looking glass a little bit?
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
to be clear, it's Wednesday, folks. You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
100%.
It's still Wednesday.
Still Wednesday.
It's just Tuesday for us.
Yeah. Do you know what day it is after being on the road as long as you've been on the road?
I have been struggling quite a bit.
Really?
The hard part is weekends like a baseball Pac-12 tournament when the games were like Wednesday, Thursday, and you're used to the games being on the weekend. So it's like by Friday you feel like it should be Sunday, and then it's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
May I was pretty much on the road all May.
Yeah.
And,
how's the dog? I mean, does he know who you are still?
Fine. Yeah, I give the best scratches. Plus,
oh.
I am overly generous with the treats. So
you know what you're doing.
Parker's happy to have me back.
So what you're saying is that when
or
I
he was when we taped this, because now we're gone again. So now he's sad, actually.
That's right.
So that's the answer to your question?
Yes.
Because it's Wednesday and I'm gone?
Right.
Sorry, Parker.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. Good. My head's spinning. And now I'm realizing that this is why people like me who travel a lot bring home presents and trinkets for their kids.
Yeah.
Like do I have to start doing that? Are we to that point now?
This is to imply that he hasn't yet.
I haven't, actually. True story. Yeah. I have not. I have. All right. Good to know. So what do I buy at Texas A&M when we're out there? Have you ever been to College Station?
I never have.
So I was there.
Excited.
I was there with men's basketball for the NIT.
Nice.
I'll give you the scouting
report. Who could
report.
forget?
Mm-hmm. I'll give you the scouting report off the air.
I have no idea what year that was even.
A couple years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So kind of in the COVID haze post-pandemic.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It was Will Patterson's first year.
It's been time has
moved forward since then. So speaking of that, though, like, you know, you and I have talked about this subject with a lot of sports. Like, you never take this for granted.
Right.
First time in program history, and although it's a short history in the super regional era with the modern era of Oregon baseball, still it's the first time doing this in back-to-back years. Right. You want to make this a routine, and the Ducks have done that a little bit.
And just how emphatically they've done it on the road 2 years in a row, I think says a lot about Coach Wazakowski and his staff's ability to have this team ready when it truly matters. Say what you want about the Pac-12 tournament. Obviously, it was a flat performance against one dominant pitcher all year and then one guy with pretty electric stuff who was really, really good that day at least for SC. But you know, the NCAA tournament is when you really want to perform, and to go to Vandy 2 years ago and then to Santa Barbara this past week, or Vandy last year, again, time is a mess right now, sorry, and go 3-0 and just clearly look like the class of the field in a couple of really tough regionals, I think just says a lot about the competitive fire that Coach Waz burns with, and that kind of he gets to permeate throughout his staff and his team. You know, great bounce back from that conference tournament, And now you go and kind of swing your sword and see what happens. Oregon's going to be having to try to do to Texas A&M what Oral Roberts did to Oregon last year.
Right.
And, the blueprint's there. Unfortunately, you learned that the hard way. But hopefully that proves to you that it can be done, and to not be intimidated by an opponent, by an atmosphere. Obviously, pay due respect to both, because from the very little I understand about A&M's program and its stadium, both quite intimidating if you let it be.
They get after it.
So, yeah, but PK Park was a hell of an environment last year.
No doubt.
And unfortunately, Ducks came up short, so turn the tables.
When you get to this point in the season, it wasn't that long ago, Ole Miss was the last team in and then won the whole thing. I mean, you get to this point in the season, anything can happen. That's what makes this so fun, right? Like that. These are the fun times for people like you and me to just attach ourselves to what could be a fun ride.
No, you don't go to Scottsdale a couple weeks ago and expect to go 2-Q and come up that flat, but things can happen. Right. And the other side of the coin is that, you don't necessarily go to Santa Barbara against that class of a regional field and think, well, Ducks are going to make it look relatively easy. Obviously that extra inning game against San Diego didn't feel easy, and there were some tense moments, particularly in the Saturday game against UCSB. But I think, when the story of that regional is written, you look at 3-0, you look at beating the home team twice, and you say, yep, they were clearly the class of the field. And when you get that kind of pitching in particular, you can go a long, long way. So, no pressure to Coach Hawk and that staff, but, if you can ride those arms for a while, it's just I asked Waz about this after the game the other day. Utmost respect for the job that those young freshmen who were pressed into action at this time last year did to carry Oregon as far as the Ducks went, because really on paper had no business playing that deep into the season, giving all the injuries to the pitching staff and how many young guys were pressed into tough spots. But and so to have these veteran horses that you can ride, I mean, just what a luxury comparatively speaking. And again, if you can keep riding them for a couple more weeks, this season could end up being really, really special.
It's amazing what happens when you have the good pitching. The old adage that the good pitching is always going to be better than the good hitting. And, man, the Ducks were great on the mound. You saw it in person, too. Like, it's tough to do in the postseason, tough to do in any game. Pretty impressive pitching performances.
No doubt. And the big part of the challenge this week will be that UCSB, for all of its recent success, its reputation as a program, the success they had this year to host, not the most intimidating home environment Oregon's ever going to play in. Texas A&M is going to be much different.
Right.
All of which I say to set up the fact that the presence that those three guys, Gordon and Grinsell and Sider, had on the mound was so palpable, was so impressive. I mean, the confidence that R.J. Gordon brings out to the mound every, Friday night or whatever day of the week it happens to be. It feels like Friday night when a series is beginning.
Yeah.
He's got really good stuff, and then it is just magnified by the mound presence he has and the confidence he takes out there. And Grayson Grinsell, his demeanor on the mound compared to last year when he was so emotional, which was great in big moments, he would celebrate. You just don't see that as much this year because he's just matured into that guy who I think probably expects that of himself at this point, and so isn't particularly overwhelmed with emotion when he comes through in a big moment because he expects that of himself, and you can see that on the mound. And Kevin Sider was the same thing on Sunday. I mean, he just – once you get a few outs and, your team gives you an early lead, the smile you could see on his face when he was coming back to the dugout after every half inning was just like, yeah, I got this. I just,
old man Sider.
Things are working for me, and I know what I'm doing, and I'm staying within myself, and these guys can't hit it. And you didn't see a runner in scoring position until 2 outs in the ninth inning. So just really, really impressive. And again, I mean, do you just expect that to happen again this week? You sure as heck do not. Well, it'd be great. It would be great. You hope. You can't just take anything for granted. But, if those guys can put together starts that even closely resemble what they did this past week, again, this is a season that could go for a while longer.
Rob Mosley will be there documenting it all. Who knows? Maybe he'll find his way to a headset. Who's to know? It's possible, right? You're wearing one right now.
Aren't there two of you going? Are both of you going? Are you and Ryan both going?
Yeah, both going.
Is there a third headset?
Yeah.
All right.
Rob Mullins is going to take that headset once he makes it there after being at the track and field championships.
Gotcha.
So
schedule some time Saturday?
Yeah, one Rob and then another Rob.
Okay.
Right.
We've done some live production today.
We really have.
Yesterday.
It's been next level.
To be clear, yesterday.
Yeah.
We could do some now.
Next level.
So
stuff.
usually a good time for me is like about the third inning.
Great.
Because I've captured photos of the starting pitcher.
Great.
And the first time through the lineup, I've uploaded them.
Yep.
And then kind of the middle innings, it's like if we're going to score, I'm going to capture that. But otherwise, I've probably got what I need of the starter.
Well, I think what we're going to need
is – So if you want to say third, fourth inning, Saturday.
Great. I think what we're going to need is a live breakdown of what you've seen in documenting through your camera lens.
Done.
And, I mean, a preview of what's to come on GoDucks.com.
Nothing translates well on radio like descriptions of photography.
That's right. That's right.
It's really made for –
Look, if you can make that sound good, you're a hell of a broadcaster, Rob.
Let's find out.
Let's find out.
I will do you the favor. As I did, I'm very generous this way.
I don't know where this is going.
PJ Reese normally hosts the Diamond Dinner.
Yeah.
Was a little under the weather this spring, so I hosted the Diamond Dinner. And I did her the favor of setting the bar really low. I will do you the same favor if you need me to come on a headset on Saturday.
Yeah. Thanks. We always need
I'll have a lot of people wrap up. You'll wrap up the broadcast Saturday, and then you'll have a lot of people that are like, I don't know what it was, but Joey just sounded great. Particularly those last few innings. He just really was on his game.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, we always need you.
And
you know that.
It will be because I dragged the level down so substantially.
Every Wednesday.
You lifted it back up.
Every Wednesday. This is why we have Rob get us over the Duck Insider hump. Right?
Happy to help.
See? Everyone has their role, Rob.
Happy to help.
That's great. All right. Now, on that note, track and field, it's a huge, huge opportunity always at Hayward Field, which I think you and I agree should be the permanent host.
100%.
Should just be in Tracktown USA all the time.
No, coincidentally, we just watched, and by just I mean yesterday, Oklahoma hit a walk-off home run to win a Women's College World Series game, basically at Oklahoma.
Right. You know what that environment's like.
Where else are you going to put it?
Yeah.
That's going to create that kind of a experience for the kids. Nowhere else. So, we're certainly in no position to critique Oklahoma City hosting softball. It is an awesome environment.
It is.
Does it help Oklahoma? Sure.
And is Omaha synonymous with college baseball, and is that an awesome environment? I hope to tell you about that live next week.
No doubt. It's number one on the bucket list.
But Tracktown USA, don't you think that should be? But it's still a tremendous opportunity, especially on the women's side, 14 entries.
Yeah, no doubt. I think we're up to 15.
15!
Because the extra heptathlete.
That's right. You're right.
I would
Breaking news.
From yesterday. It's 24-hour old news now.
Thank you.
No, huge opportunity for them. What were they, fourth indoors?
Fourth indoors.
So just off the podium. Now at the podium's only 3, which makes sense in the big picture, but I kind of finally had my head wrapped around 4, and now it's back to 3.
I always thought it's got to be 3.
Anywho, so, can you improve on that? I mean, the stage certainly seems set, but I think a lot of us, myself in particular, are going to be really paying attention to what Jada Ross does.
Yeah.
She's been so impressive, setting that shot put record 3 different times this season. How phenomenal would it be to do it again? Not to say that's the expectation, but just the way things are trending for her. Right. If she could win a national title at home and even approach some of those marks she's been putting up. But the team as a whole too. I mean, you look at Jade Mays and what she's doing in the sprints. And now you got a couple entries in the multi, so a couple chances to snare some points there, and just kind of all over the board. There's some chances. It's certainly if you can win a title in the throws, if you can win a title in the sprints, and if Jada and Jaden can pile up a bunch of points between the two of them, and then you kind of pick up a few more here and there. See, we're on the same page.
Yep.
Makes sense.
In any case, year in review, do you have any big standout memories from the years now we wrap things up?
Oh, man.
Big question.
Yeah. I'm going to be incredibly self-absorbed right now.
Great. Go. Open floor.
One of the biggest highlights for me was men's basketball playing at the Penguins Arena.
Yep.
And if you listen to me on this show, which I apologize if you do.
No, you raised the bar. You got us over
sorry.
Day. Come on.
Mom, you've heard this before. I know she's listening if no one else is. To cover Oregon, coming off that Pac-12 tournament run and then winning a tournament game at the Penguins Arena for me was pretty much phenomenal. I think, having not been in attendance for any of Jada's throws, I mean, I think if you look at an accomplishment by a student athlete this year, that's hard to top. I think all of us are going to appreciate for a long time, hopefully, the job Bo Nix did representing the football program and the university back in the fall, winning the Campbell Trophy, being a Heisman finalist, and just the way he comported himself was truly impressive. It's been, I hadn't really put this together until the O show the other day, and kind of the way that kind of the student athletes showed appreciation for each other. But I think, between what Bo did, what Jada did, Jackson Powers Johnson winning the Remington, Kiara Romero in golf, it has kind of felt like a year in which individual performances have kind of trumped team performances, which probably is not a perfect scenario. You'd like to feel like, hey, we won this title in football, and we were the only school to do this, to make the postseason in all these different sports, and we weren't a select group in terms of volleyball, football, basketball, baseball, softball. If you do the 6 sports across there, I think we were one of 10 schools to make the postseason in 5. So certainly kind of the broad-based success is there that we like to see, but I do feel like looking back on this year, it was a year kind of strangely where individual accomplishments maybe trumped some team accomplishments. Now, the caveat to that is there's still 2 teams alive that can flush that notion down the toilet real quick in the next week or two. So we'll see how those things play out. But a ton to be proud of and a ton to remember from this year for sure.
And then, before we know it, another student-athlete graduation.
Yeah.
A few weeks for the summer, and then fall camp.
Yep.
Going to be back.
Yep. I will be in Paris.
That's going to be fun.
That's going to be so awesome.
Yeah. How long are you there again?
A week in Paris, a couple days in Lille before that for some basketball, and then a couple days in London before that just to kick the trip off because I've never been there.
Cool.
But between now and then, there's a lot of music, too.
So you're going to be gone.
It's going to be a great summer.
A lot. Good summer. Rob Mosley, editor-in-chief, GoDucks.com. Thanks again for joining us
100%.
on To Wednesday.
Yep. To Wednesday. Cheers to Wednesday. What day is it? It is Wednesday.
It's Wednesday now. Happy.
It was Wednesday then, wasn't it?
It was Wednesday then. Yeah, that's right. Rob Mosley recapping the year for us. When we come back, a little bit more baseball. He's Ryan. I'm Joey. Scott's here, too. Also, Steve is in the house on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Doc. All about protecting our home turf here in Eugene. You should do the same for your home with Country Financial Insurance. Most home insurance doesn't account for inflation, but with Country Financial, yours can. If something happens to your home, make sure you can rebuild the same house in the same place. Call a local representative or 866-COUNTRY and get a solid defense for your home. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Casualty Insurance Company, or Country Preferred Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Property must meet age and condition requirements, which vary by state.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, we're more than just an award-winning golf course and practice facility. Our events team offers all-inclusive event pricing that allows us to take care of all the details while you enjoy your event. Our indoor and outdoor venues offer you a wide variety of fully staffed options that put the focus on you. From weddings to business and social events, at Shadow Hills Country Club Events Center, you get the benefits of a resort atmosphere and amenities in a peaceful country setting, just minutes from downtown Eugene. Call for a tour today or visit shadowhillsevents.com.
You're listening to Duck Insider. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't drive high. You can run, but you can't.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays? The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Back on Nugget Cider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mack, Ryan Milano, Oregon baseball, hitting the road, Texas A&M. Keys to success. First key, we'll get the other two later. Go.
Pitching, replicating.
Great. Good key. God, that was well done. Good analysis there from Ryan Milano, you know. Go 3-0 in the regionals. Each of your starting pitchers is really good. Ducks are built to win a 3-game series, like a lot of teams around college baseball. When you get to a fourth game, it gets a little interesting. Well, there isn't an opportunity for a fourth game in a super regional format. I think that trends in the right direction. Hey, we're going to have a little fun now on the last Duck Insider of the year. Oregon men's basketball. Quite the run. Some ups and downs throughout the season. We get to relive it a little bit here. And welcome to Las Vegas. The Ducks getting ready here at T-Mobile Arena to start the season. Oregon and Georgia. Two teams with a lot of new faces. Not sure exactly what to expect from either team. And to Rigsby. Fakes from the left wing. Dribbles toward the basket. Passes it to Dante. He slams it with two hands. Folly Dante was the player of the game. How can he not be when he has a career-high 21 rebounds and a double-double in the first half? He finished with 16 points. And that'll do it. 82-71 the final here in Las Vegas. Ducks beat Georgia and move to 1-0. A good start for the Ducks. Ducks 75, Grizzlies 61. Oregon moves to 2-0.
Earlier today, Oregon announcing Nate Biddle and N'Faly Dante both underwent surgeries this week. Biddle will be reevaluated in 8 weeks. Dante will be reevaluated in 4 weeks. Alabama 99, Oregon 91. Ducks fall to 4-2 on the year.
I know we don't have the rim protection that we've had, but we're just going to have to get a lot meaner, a lot tougher on the perimeter. And we got a week to get ready for Michigan, and we're not proud of ourselves right now. So two teams both trying to reconnect and get going.
Ducks now with 6. Kusnar to Shellstad. Fires an NBA 3. Jackson Shellstad from downtown. McDaniel at the buzzer, half court. No! Oregon wins. 86-83 Ducks. Kusnar going at the basket, puts up a shot and one from that right mid-post. On the perimeter, Shellstad steals the pass to Stevenson. He goes to Oquendo, throws it down in transition. Rebound grab by the Ducks. Shellstad ahead, Evans slams with two hands. Ducks close out non-conference play with a win. 84-70. The Ducks take down the Golden Flashes of Kent State. Oregon moves to 8-3 with the victory here at Matthew Knight Arena. They'll head into the holiday break feeling good.
You touched on being shorthanded, unfortunately. What is the rotation going to look like?
We've got the 7 scholarship players that'll play. Key's out, and Mookie's out, Dante's out, Nate's out, obviously, and then Jesse's out for the year. So, we've got the 7 guys, and so.
This is a triple from the top. Rebound, Evans, back up and one. Shellstad flies up the floor, lays it in and one. Hard fought conference opener. Ducks win 82-74. Back, tries to go inside, blocked by Diawara, thrown ahead. Shellstad 3-on-1, Tracy. This is a tough lay-in now. Oquendo follows, no good, tipped up, no. Long rebound, Bartholomew to Shellstad, left wing 3. Yes, sirree! Jackson Shellstad makes it 49-44. Oregon 64, UCLA 59. Kusnar dribbling out some clock, 9 to shoot. Evans comes to set the screen. Kusnar attacks. 1-on-1, he lays it in and scores. Oregon 76, Washington 74. Ducks down the Dogs, 3-0 in Pac-12 play to start off. And Infali Dante in the game for the Ducks for the first time since the Georgia opener. Ball inbound. Dante slam! Infali Dante, welcome back, big fella. Ducks win 80-73. Ducks were down by as many as 18. And Oregon comes back to knock off the Golden Bears. 80-73 the final. Rigsby hucks it into Dante, and it's tipped away. Utes win. And Barthélemy and Dante both down on the floor. Barthélemy in pain as he hit the deck.
You know, he'll take a long time to recover here. It'll be a while, but hopefully, like I said, the rest of the test will come out good.
Credit to the Wildcats. They bounce back in a big-time way. Wildcats 87 and Oregon 78.
Trying to get our guys to understand that this late in the season you can't make those mistakes. The guys have responded pretty well. I hope we can take that to the game floor.
Into the middle of the lane of Window. Oh, what a finish! Washington with possession. Wheeler tries to go down the left side. Tried to pass it off. Dante steals it and he's fouled. Fakes. 3 seconds to play into the middle of the lane. Passes to Dante. He dunks and scores. Timeout, Oregon State. Oregon wins in Corvallis. Across the timeline, Rigsby to the basket. He slams it home. And the Ducks get it done against the Beavers. 78-71, Oregon over Oregon State. The Ducks 2-0 against the Beavs this season. 5 seconds to play. Smith to Madsen. He fakes, drives inside, kicks out, left corner three. No good! Ducks win! 66-65. Oregon wins on senior day. Coach, I mean, it's a new season now moving forward, right? You go to the tournament, you find a way to win three times.
Oh, absolutely. No, I mean, it's not going to be easy. You got to win the first one, get to the second one.
I feel like it's just about who wanted more. Who want to grind, who want it. That's the biggest thing for us coming up this week.
It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a wild week in Vegas.
Two-star double team around the perimeter. He passes to Dante inside. Hook bounces in off the rim. Andrews races up the floor. Andrews all the way toward the basket. Lobs it up. No good. Ducks advance. Oregon 68. UCLA 66. Bradley's first free throw good. Second free throw, a perfect switch. 32-18 Wildcats. But the Ducks are 2 of their last 11 from the floor. Couisnard dribbling, top of the key, off a dribble, launches, and hits the three! Oregon leads 43-41. Now Dante coming up from the free throw line, sets a screen. Shellstad launches a triple and hits it! Rebound tips to Couisnard. Oregon's gonna win it! The Ducks advance to the Pac-12 Tournament Championship. Couisnard passes to Tracy, driving baseline left side, reverse, lay-in is good. What a take from Bam Tracy. Down to Dak up top, and Simpson is blocked. Dante tips the block shot to Shellstad. Ducks running some clock, and Shellstad is fouled. 75-68, Ducks throw it ahead to Dante. Dante will dribble it out. The Ducks are Pac-12 Tournament champions. That Rubik's Cube is all green and yellow tonight. Ducks win 75-68. Oregon is going to the NCAA tournament.
You guys hadn't won 3 games in a row since early January. You were going up against teams that you were 1-5 against in the regular season. You know, how did you make this happen? How did you make this run happen? And how confident were you coming in that you could even do something like this?
Believe. That's the word, believe. I feel like we knew what we had to come down here to do, and we knew we had to win 3 straight. So everybody just had to put everything aside and just do whatever it takes for us to get the win.
It's the NCAA tournament, the first round here in Pittsburgh. Oregon getting ready to take on South Carolina. Jermaine transferred to Oregon from South Carolina, and he got asked a lot about seeing his former team come up as the draw for the Ducks. Ball to Couisnard. Couisnard with a head of steam the other way. What a take. Couisnard fires the triple. Swishes the triple. Jermaine Couisnard, have yourself a day. Jermaine Couisnard scored 40 points here today. Jermaine Couisnard's the first player with 40 or more points and 5 or more assists in an NCAA tournament game since Hersey Hawkins in 1988. Oregon is advancing to play Creighton on Saturday, 87-73. The Ducks over South Carolina.
I'm the luckiest guy. I've coached 30 years at two great schools. It'll mean a lot, but it means a lot to those guys. You know, it's for my team. You know, we'll battle our tails off, and we're going to have to bring our A game, just like we did against Arizona or Colorado or any of the teams that we beat in the conference tournament. We're going to have to play really well.
Couisnard toward the bucket. No good. We're going to overtime in the round of 32. To Couisnard, left wing, 3-ball. Oh! Jermaine Couisnard cannot be denied. Tied at 71. Here's Alexander. Creighton will go for the game winner. From the right wing, Alexander dribbling into the middle of the lane. Ball was stripped. He puts it up at the buzzer. No! Double overtime, and one heck of a run for Oregon comes to a close here in the round of 32. Blue Jays win in double OT, 86-73.
They didn't want the season to end. That's a quality that, as a coach, you just love. We'll figure out a way to try to put a team together and be ready to go next year.
Oh, reliving that, like so many fun memories, but God, that double overtime game was stressful.
Oh my goodness, I wasn't even on the road. I wasn't even there. I can't imagine what it was for you.
It was tense. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I've said this to Ryan, and I've said this on the air too. Like, my voice was so shot from the intensity of back-to-back-to-back games in the Pac-12 tournament. That's why you get that lovely voice crack that everybody makes fun of me for, which you should. But man, that was fun. To be honest with you, like, I think back on it, and here's hoping that there's some good news from the NCAA about a particular player on the men's basketball roster that maybe you've seen some conversation about on social media. Maybe. Here's hoping. You think about, though, the fact that he was the one that dribbled it out. To be honest with you, that's what got me in the moment, is that he's the one that gets to dribble it out on the way to a championship. Like, dude, that's what this is all about. That was fun. Quick timeout. When we come back, how about some football? More coming on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear Summer, enter for a chance to win great outdoor gear at DearSummerSweeps.com. Toyota, let's go places.
No purchase necessary. Open to legal residents in select Oregon and Southwest Washington. Zip codes 18+ years of age. Ends 7/31/24 at 11:59 p.m. PT. Void where prohibited. For complete rules is at DearSummerSweeps.com.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCAA. Equal housing opportunity.
Dear Summer, enter for a chance to win great outdoor gear at DearSummerSweeps.com. Toyota, let's go places.
No purchase necessary. Open to legal residents in select Oregon and Southwest Washington. Zip codes 18+ years of age. Ends 7/31/24 at 11:59 p.m. PT. Void where prohibited. For complete rules is at DearSummerSweeps.com.
This is Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. My way of continuing my service is to help protect my community by being a responsible gun owner and by storing firearms safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
This message is for Karina, our mom who finished her high school diploma at age 28. Hi, Mom. It's Emmettith and Nicholas. Congratulations on getting your diploma. You worked so hard and have taught us so much. We love you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
We are back on Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Oregon baseball on the road. We're doing the show a little early today because the Ducks have Super Regionals coming up. Also, it's our last Duck Insider of the season. How about we look back on football? Talk about stressful times.
Your Ducks hosting Portland State of the Vikings football season. The games are finally here, Jorgie. James again. Jordan James gets there. Touchdown, Jordan James. Make it 50-7 with 1:14 left here in the first half. 81-7 here at Autzen Stadium. Snap, place, hold, kicked up, plenty long enough. Good for the lead. 1:10 to leave Lubbock, Texas with a victory. Pressured, throws, intercepted, and it'll be for 6. A pick 6. What an incredible finish to a football game as Jeffrey Bossa has put it away for Oregon.
We said it was going to take 60 minutes. We used all 60 of them.
38-30 here in Lubbock, Texas. In motion, Herbert goes all the way to the left. Here's a screen to the left. Set up perfectly. Tez Johnson, 5. Touchdown, Oregon. Clock at 0, and the ball game is over. It's a 55-10 final. The Rainbow Warriors from Hawaii. The opening of the Pac-12 season. Oregon, Colorado, Prime, the whole deal.
You know, it all feels that way to me, like a movie. And, you know, sometimes, like in movies, the stars align. Feels like a movie script heading into this one. And, guys, I think that it's a real prove-it game for both programs.
Rooted in substance, not flash. Rooted in substance. Today, we talk with our pads. The Cinderella story is over, man.
And back to throw. Going to go fade route to Franklin. He's got it! Touchdown, Oregon! Pressure. It's not away. He did not get away. He is sacked by Brandon Dorless. Ducks get on him, pressured, and he will go down. Clear back at the 25-yard line. Bo turns it up, wants to run, and does. Gets inside the 5, 3, touchdown, Bo Nix! I said it before, Bo Nix, give me 6. Oregon 42, Colorado 6. A performance here by your Oregon Ducks. Impressive. Oregon has had 2 possessions in this football game so far with 13:30 remaining. Second quarter. It's hard to say that and believe what I'm saying, but that's it. 6-0 Stanford. They hand it off to Bucky again. Gets through a big hole. Cuts outside a straight arm to the 5. He'll get it to the 2. Oh, touchdown, Bucky Irving. Bo off a play action to throw. Pressure, but throws it way downfield. Franklin's there. Sidesteps 1, 5. Touchdown, Ducks. All of a sudden, it's 28-6. 42-6, Oregon with a victory over the Stanford Cardinals. Sometimes when you go and get ready for a football game, you try to think of things to say, to build it up, to make it special, to let fans realize how you're feeling, what they're going to be feeling. But you don't need to do any of that. All you need to say is, Oregon, Washington, Ducks and the Dogs. That's it. Snap, place, kick on the way. Long enough. He missed it to the right. And the Huskies will win 36-33. Heartbreaking final for the Ducks here in Seattle.
A lot of people, you know, they want to see how we respond. I'm excited for that. I think that's the challenge that, you know, I can't wait for.
We got to be able to put this to bed in 24 hours and focus on what's next.
First down at the 43, and here's a snap to Bo, handed off, and up the middle. This may be all the way. 20, 10, can't catch him. Goal line, touchdown. Bucky Irving. Zeros across the board. Oregon continues to play some pretty impressive football as the Ducks will go to 6-1 with a 38-24 victory over the Washington State Cougars. Well, with the excitement of 2 really good football teams teeing off here today in Salt Lake City. Snap and back to throw. Looks middle, looks right, pressure, trying to get away from it. Throws it. It is intercepted. Already on 1st and goal. He keeps it. Now throws it outside. Trayshawn Holden strolls in.
We played 4 quarters from start to finish. Faced adversity, never flinched. Had turnovers, never flinched. Defense put out the fire. Offense was able to move the ball.
Final score in Salt Lake City. Oregon 35 and Utah 6. Your Ducks are 7-1.
It's 2nd and 37.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Well, I'll tell you, with this offense, there's always a chance.
And Bo on the snap, back to throw. Throws it down the middle. There's Tez Johnson. Why not just score? Touchdown, Tez Johnson.
With this offense, there's always a chance, isn't there?
Oh, my gosh. 2nd and 37. Give it to Bucky, going to go outside left. He'll stroll in for the touchdown. Bucky Irving. And quickly, Oregon takes it down and scores off great field position. Final score, Oregon 63 and Cal 19. Steps, no throw there, going to run to the right. Now we'll throw wide open end zone. Touchdown, Oregon. Touchdown, Ducks, Tez Johnson. The Ducks take care of business. Make it a little harder on themselves than they needed to, but they took care of business here against a very talented USC offense, 36-27. Screen pass coming left. Herbert's got it. He's got blockers. 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Ducks. And the snap back to throw off little play action. Wants to go deep. Down for Franklin. He has got it. Go with the snap to throw. Time. Down the middle. Catch. Touchdown. Tez. And Oregon is putting on an offensive show here today against Arizona State. Bo Nix 22 of 27, 381 yards and 6 touchdowns in the first half.
Bo Nix, what'd you think?
That boy's different, man. That dude's impressive.
You've gotten to that game to take on your in-state rival, and it will mean a ton. Final here, 49-13, Oregon over Arizona State. Waiting for the snap, got it, and back to throw. Pressure comes, Beavs send the house. Rolling right to throw. Looking downfield, he's got him. Franklin, he's gonna score! Touchdown! Troy Franklin! Under center, Bo. Give it up to James. James gonna go. Touchdown! Oregon. How about this? Oregon State's previous 3 losses were by a total of 8 points. Tonight, Oregon beats them by 24. Ducks are Vegas bound. Penix for the snap. Pitch it. Going right. There's a hole, and Johnson going to get tackled, but it'll be too little, too late. First down, and the Huskies are going to win the final Pac-12 championship. And we'll leave and get on an airplane and fly home and get ready for a bowl game. The 2024 Fiesta Bowl. And what a day to do it on against a Liberty Flame team that comes in undefeated and looking at Oregon as an opportunity to make a headline. Steps up, throws, end zone, caught, touchdown, Trayshawn Holden with his 7th touchdown reception of the year. Go flea flicker, go to the screen route to Tez, got blockers inside, 10, 5. Why not get a touchdown? With all those guys in front of me, nobody gonna tackle me. Tez Johnson with a flea flicker screen pass. And Coach Lanning just got wet. Coach Lanning, I can see the team rallying behind him with the Gatorade bucket. He's getting a big hug now. He'll run across and shake hands, and then Oregon will celebrate the victory. Fiesta Bowl for 2024.
Great job by them saying, you know what, we got a little bit left in the tank that we want to give the Ducks, and I'm proud that our guys went out there and played hard for them. Well, I'm going to feel a lot better for the next 8 months. I'm really proud of our team. You know, really proud of our team. We said we want to play Oregon football. They did that today.
Being a Duck is being resilient, having that Oregonian blood flow through you. And, you know, I just love all the Duck fans and everything with my heart.
Already looking forward to next year. I just heard the Remington Trophy winner talking right there, Jackson Powers Johnson at the end. Thanks to Scott Phillips, Rob Joyce helping us put together some great packages to send us into the summer. We're going to do that when we come back, and we're going to have some sayonaras when we come back on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCAA. Equal housing opportunity.
Hey Duck fans, we're all about protecting our home turf here in Eugene. You should do the same for your home with Country Financial Insurance. Most home insurance doesn't account for inflation, but with Country Financial, yours can. If something happens to your home, make sure you can rebuild the same house in the same place. Call a local representative or 866-COUNTRY and get a solid defense for your home. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Casualty Insurance Company, or Country Preferred Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Property must meet age and condition requirements, which vary by state.
More Duck Insider coming up on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Wrapping it up today, Joey Mack, Ryan Milano. Ryan co-hosted today and hosted every Monday. Ryan, thanks for hosting every Monday. It was great to have you every Monday. He called 50 baseball games this season. It's the first year. This is true. I went back and looked. This is the first time in a decade that somebody not named me called more games than me in a year. So thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I became a father for the second time just about a week and a half ago. So Ryan did a lot more games and doing a great job. Ryan's coming with us Super Regionals. Now, we get to say sayonara. Jerry, Jorgie, Dusty, everybody's going to be back next year. Chris Clayton, we're looking forward to having him around. But we have to say so long to Knight Ureski, the OSN broadcast intern extraordinaire, voice of volleyball, voice of softball. He's moving on in his career. Happy graduation, buddy.
Thank you. I'm sad that I'm losing the title. Like, that's the best title I'll ever have.
Well, so it's on the resume, right?
Yeah.
I really hope that when you – because you both have held that title.
Yeah.
When you go off to your next job interview, I really want someone to be like, seriously, that's what they called you? Like, it's a great conversation point, right?
No, for sure.
OSN broadcast intern extraordinaire.
Ryan, do you like the title OSN broadcaster, or do you like the title OSN broadcast intern extraordinaire?
Intern extraordinaire. We need a more creative title for the broadcasters, really.
Yeah, no, I got nothing.
Yeah.
No. Schmuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, broadcast schmuck. That's
Can't
what I
talk
say
it
all
up
the
as
time.
much on a resume.
That's right.
Hey, Joey, thank you for letting me host last week.
Hey, thank you for being here. Knight, hanging out with Jerry Allen. Got him poutine. That was fun.
Yeah.
It's been a great season. So we've still got some broadcasts coming. Oregon Track and Field, best of luck at Hayward. Baseball and Super Regionals. Then we'll see you back here for Duck Insider. Fall camp around the corner.
Into the building for the first time after the shooting. It was crippling, but it had to be preserved.
In response to the Pulse nightclub shooting that affected the LGBTQ community, Barbara Poma, owner of Pulse, founded the One Pulse Foundation to honor Pulse victims and survivors.
If you're an ally of this community, speak out. There are more of us together than apart. It is the power of love in its rawest form.